Hey, what's going on, my Evercade viewers? My name's Evercade. Welcome back to the channel. And today, I want to talk about the Evercade VS and the little console that could from Sega, the one that tried to take on big bad Nintendo, and whether or not the Evercade VS is a suitable replacement for the Sega Mega Drive / Sega Genesis now. So let's move over to saying I'm not saying that you can't have both. I'm not saying that you can't, enjoy either platform. These are just my opinions, so to go with grain of salt. So the Evercade VS is obviously a cartridge-based console which does multi-game carts. And the Sega Mega Drive was obviously a Sega console released during the 16-bit console wars against the Super Nintendo. And yeah, the Sega Mega Drive has obviously been a console that's been re-released, had their games re-released so many times, especially the Sega ones. Like there's a Sega Mega Drive collection currently available on all modern consoles. Plus, some Mega Drive games are available on Switch Online. Plus, some Mega Drive games were released on the PSP and other platforms. So Mega Drive games are basically everywhere, especially Sega, but those games are not available on the Evercade. Evercade doesn't have a license to run Sega games, so it can't run games like Sonic the Hedgehog, Streets of Rage, anything of the sort, yet that we know of. So that's one big knock against the Evercade VS when you're talking about if it's a Mega Drive replacement, because they're the sort of games you want to play on the Mega Drive is the Sega ones, especially. And there's also games like Konami's Castlevania Bloodlines, which isn't on the Evercade VS. And there's also the fact that obviously controllers aren't compatible, so that's another reason. And I'll be honest, with the Evercade VS, it feels more like an indie console to me than it does a retro console now. So a lot of the homebrew games that have been made for the Mega Drive now are being released on Evercade. So like Mega Cat Studios has released like 18 of their games on VS. Some of them were Mega Drive games. We've got Indie Heroes Collection, which has a bunch of Mega Drive games. And it's just kind of weird because it's such a weird lineup, such a weird comparison to me. But anyway, obviously the Evercade VS is obviously a lot easier to get a hold of in some regards because it's a new console and it comes with a bunch of games on cartridges. But the Mega Drive obviously has the history. It's got a bigger game library, and it's kind of an awkward comparison. Like I said, personally, to me, if you want to play the homebrew games on the Mega Drive, I'll give it up getting the VS in some cases, but in some cases you're also better off getting an actual Mega Drive because games like Paprium or Pier Solar aren't available on the VS. Neither is games like Demon of Astenborg or Astro Bros. These other Mega Drive games just don't work on the VS because they're not, on the VS. And that's sort of to me why you still need a Mega Drive. Even if you had an Evercade VS, you would still benefit from having a Mega Drive. And people are going to make the comparison a lot. They're also going to make a lot of comparisons between the VS and the NES. And personally, to me, right, obviously the Evercade VS is mostly an emulator box, but it also can run some games native. Whilst the Sega Mega Drive is obviously it's built to run Mega Drive games. Games have to be built for the Mega Drive. And to me, obviously, that's the biggest problem with the VS because it's basically a Mega Drive in some regards, but in other regards, it's not because it's more powerful than the Mega Drive. But the Mega Drive obviously has a better lineup of games, and a lot of those big name games aren't on the VS, but it does have some classic VS or some classic Mega Drive games like Midnight Resistance from Data East, you know, among a few others that I kind of like they've escaped my mind. But to me personally, I wouldn't say the Evercade VS is a replacement for a Mega Drive. I'd say it's a substitute. It's a substitutorial system that you can buy to play certain Mega Drive games whilst you're trying to find an original Mega Drive or Mega Drive 2 or Mega Drive Classic. Or finding another way to play Mega Drive games because a lot of the big name Mega Drive games aren't on Evercade and may never come to Evercade. And that's sort of the reality we live in, where a lot of big name Evercade game or a lot of big name companies people want on Evercade aren't coming to Evercade. So I may never see them. So to sum up my thoughts, no, I do not think the Evercade VS is a Mega Drive replacement from a certain point of view, but from a certain point of view it is. If you just want to play some classic Mega Drive games, on Evercade. Obviously, you got some stuff from Pico, which Pico's obviously got some Mega Drive games on the system. So does Mega Cat Studios, obviously. Data East has some. I believe Interplay has some. Yeah, Interplay has some as well because they've got like Booger Man and from Jim. But besides them, there's not really many Mega Drive games on Evercade. I think there's only like 63. But there's nothing big like Sonic the Hedgehog or anything like that. So to me, obviously, if you're going to buy an Evercade VS to play Mega Drive games, just remember that's not all the games are Mega Drive games, and it doesn't have all the best Mega Drive games, but it has some decent ones, which is what you kind of want. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts about this in the comments down below. Do you think the Mega Drive is an Evercade, or the Evercade VS is a Mega Drive replacement, or do you think it's just a substitute for a actual Mega Drive? Because it's not, you know. Well, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. I've been Evercade, and I'm signing out. Peace.